all of the audio is working. So that means hello and welcome to episode 172 of the GameBrew Podcast, the mostly bi-weekly video game podcast where we sip delicious bevs and discuss video games. I am your host, Dan, Electronic Gaming Monthly Rots, and I'm joined by Allison, Nintendo Power Van Devender.
Now you're playing with power.
Carrie, Old School Gamer Bowen.
Is this an actual magazine name?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
why'd you name me that one?
And Chris White Dwarf writes,
I am the White Dwarf.
That is
what Grumbrindle says.
Right.
In Total War Warhammer.
And it is a Warhammer magazine, which is
it is.
This is there.
It's awesome.
It is really it's thick.
It's a good one.
They
just had their 500th issue.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, on this episode of the GameBrew Podcast, we asked the question: where do we go from here? How
to space?
How do we go on? How do we move on from this? In that we are talking about the
death.
Long. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but something we never thought would happen. Like in my head, I was like, I thought it happened years ago, but it still hadn't happened yet, or it might have happened years ago, but it didn't. But the death of Game Informer, the longest running video gaming magazine in existence.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Are we going to give a eulogy?
I don't.
Maybe at the end.
Maybe at the end we'll give a eulogy. I'll have to get Amazing Grace to play.
I'll make one up. Okay. Yeah. At the end, I'll give one. Okay. Well, you just host. I'll focus that.
Just get AI to write one for you.
Well.
Okay. I mean, yeah. If you can get one by the time the episode's over, I'll read it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make it happen. Just go.
Okay. But first, it's time for a bev. Crack. What's everybody drinking tonight? I'll tell you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking it.
I go first.
Chris?
Oh.
I always go first.
Well, I'm just going to go first quick because mine is very much my feelings about everything right now. It's called Work Sucks by Eulogizes. And it's a Galaxy.
So it's for everyone that's happening. Okay, noted.
Work Sucks, I know. It's a Galaxy and Citrus Session IPA. It's very yummy, but also it's like I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to work anymore. I want to win the lottery and not have to do any work anymore. So that's it. It's delicious. Moderately chuggable. Like, it's pretty chuggable. I could chug it if I wanted to, but it's good. I like it. All right. Chris, what are you drinking?
Oh, you want to hear now?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Because work sucks. I know.
All right. I'm going to tell you because I want to, not because you asked me to.
Okay.
So I am drinking the Goose Island Beer Company Tropical Beer Hug that was given to me by the one and only Fee.
What?
That's true.
That's why I know this.
He gave it to you in person. That's amazing.
He did. So we can talk about that later. But so Tropical Beer Hug, it's one of Fee's favorite beers, if I remember correctly. And it's an Imperial IPA. It's 9.9% alcohol. And it is, I got to tell you, it's a good beer. It's so it's got like a lot, like it's got some of like that thick heaviness that like you kind of expect from an Imperial, but like because it's kind of a light, it's also a hazy.
Well, interesting.
It's kind of like it kind of has like the hazy vibe to it. It's not actually hazy. It looks like you can kind of
Well, I mean
but it has like those similar flavor notes of like a New England style. So it's like super light, but has some of that richness and thickness of an Imperial. So like it's chuggable and it'll get you in trouble.
Oh, please be careful.
Which is why it's Fee's favorite, I'm sure. Actually, that combination.
I mean, this makes sense.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. So good job, Fee.
Good job, Fee. He's a good intern. We don't pay him anything, but he does good work.
These while DMing us.
Oh, God.
It's true. By the end, he's DMing in a different level. Yeah.
Can I just tell you guys? Since I'm in the same Discord as you, where you play D&D, I am so tempted every time. I say this to Chris too. Anytime he's on there, I just want to jump in and just be there. I just want to go there.
You can do that.
And I just want
to
actually
listen.
Come be an NPC.
I'll be
We
an
get
NPC.
SMPCs. Yeah, talk to Fee.
Fart buckle. I'm in there.
Oh yes, he needs to literally
you could be
canon a smart
MSNPC.
buckle.
What?
MSNPC.
I'll be MSNPC. Hello, this is Orc Betcha here, just saying there's a lot going on. A bunch of murder hobos have been killing everybody in town.
No one
great.
knows where they came from or why they're doing it. More at 11.
More at 11. Stabs him. Nice, very cool. So highly chuggable, very high in alcohol content.
Yeah.
Allison, what are you drinking?
I will tell you what I'm drinking, but what I would like to ask you first is anything about your drink other than work sucks? I don't think you told us anything about it.
Yeah, chuggability.
And that's why I go first, Allison.
No, it's okay. I fixed
No,
it.
I did.
I
said all the things. No, it's a Galaxy and Citrus Session IPA. So it's it does have some words on it. It says, "I'll be your thrill. You know what doesn't suck? The tropical and citrus forward flavors of Galaxy and Citra hops. That's what." But
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's an IPA. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like citrus.
Yeah, it's an IPA. I like it.
No, I mean it's very citrusy. Like it's good.
Yeah. I forgot to mention mine is a beach vacation for your taste buds.
Oh, nice.
Sounds about
I
right.
love the cans. They're very cute.
Excuse me?
Phrasing.
Boom. But the can this is the can art on it.
No one's wanting to clip me. Oh, that's nice. It's like very spray paint, very on vibe of
very
Blink.
Yeah.
And chuggability?
Moderate.
He
I said moderate. It's moderately chuggable. It's an IPA.
Well,
it's a little bitey, so it's kind of.
I guess I expected a scale.
I never give a scale.
The scale is very or it's our own.
You can say whatever you want for this. The scale is whatever you want it to be. For me, it's the adjective or the adverb. Wait, adverb?
Yeah. I like numbers.
Okay. I don't know word names. So, but anyway.
Wow.
Yeah. It's moderately chuggable.
Okay.
That's it. Allison, what do you drink?
Thank you. Okay, so I decided to grab this. It's a seasonal pick, so I thought that would be very appropriate for the summer. It is a mic.
Hard.
It's hard. And it's tropical punch. Ooh, It's very pretty. It's like a good color.
Is it super sweet?
It is, but it's like less sweet than the other mics, if that makes sense. This one's got a more because it has that tropical bite, it's more acidic, like very citrusy.
Oh, okay.
I like that you switch up what you're drinking a lot.
I do.
Like you don't have like your normal go-tos. Like I've noticed this when we've hung out. Like I usually get like the same shit, and you one time you showed up with like those Simply whatever. And then like you those, and then like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I love just trying different things. I get very bored. That's just in general of like everything in my life. I get very bored of things, and then I need to change it up and try something new. I have comfort picks for sure. Like, will I go to rum every time? Absolutely, that's my comfort pick when I'm just feeling.
Kraken is
Kraken.
Right? Yeah.
But I've intentionally not bought Kraken for a while because I wanted to kind of like change up my pace. So
she goes to Malibu.
Yeah, I usually bounce back and forth from the light and dark rum. Those are my comfort picks. And then everything else I just like to try something different. Like when we went to the barcade, sorry to jump into that now.
Yeah.
But when we went into the barcade, they had like, those unique drinks there. Mm-hmm. And I'm always going to pick a bar's like specialty drink if they have one versus like something I know I like. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I grabbed 2 of their specialty drinks because it's like, duh, I got to try these things. And that's me with food and everything. And sometimes it goes wrong, but sometimes I get an adventure out of it, if nothing else. And this one's really good. It's probably arguably my favorite mics I've had, which is sad because it's a seasonal, so I can't get it all the time. But it's got pineapple.
Buy a bunch of it.
Oh, yeah, right. Just stock it up. It's got pineapple, passion fruit, peach, and obviously lemon because it's lemonade. But yeah, very good. High chuggability, not so sweet. I find these hard to chug because I find them too sweet. But this one I would give like a 10 pineapples out of 10.
10 out of 10 pineapples.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Very good. Nice. Very refreshing. Very summer.
Also, Fee
cool.
says Witchy out here looking spicy with the new hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spicy.
Well,
And
I
so
mean,
hot.
move over, hot girl summer. It's time for spooky girl autumn.
I'm spicy and served hot.
There we go.
Yeah, I think I much prefer Spooky Girl Autumn too.
Spooky Girl Autumn's where it's at.
Yeah,
That's-
Katie's also.
I don't know. I really did
Spooky
enjoy.
Girl Autumn.
Yes.
I will say I really did enjoy Rat Boy Summer. That was pretty awesome for me.
Rat Boy.
So there
Rat
so
boy.
there was Brat. There were two things this year, as according to the internet. It was Brat Girl Summer, like
Okay.
BRAT, because we had all of our Chapel Roans, our Sabrina Carpenters, our Olivia Rodrigos, Kamala Harris. Everyone was just given big brat energy. And then we also had a bunch of movies starring little rat boys, like
Little rat boys.
yeah, like
Rat boys.
to like Timothy Chalamet. He's got.
I was gonna say Timothy Chalamet, is he a rat
yeah,
boy?
he's kind of like a little rat boy, you know.
Would Tom Holland be considered?
Tom
a rat
Holland's kind of a little rat boy, you know. So
Yeah,
Oh, the guy in
not like the big
Fallout,
hunky boys.
the brother in Fallout.
boy? Yeah, that
Yep,
guy.
Yep. But Glenn Powell's kind of a rat boy. You know, he's like an American rat boy. So
Okay.
not like big beefy dudes. It's just been little rat boys. So it was also Rat Boy Summer. It was Brat Girl Summer and Rat Boys.
Boy Summer. Very fun.
Interesting.
But anyway, Carrie, what are you drinking?
Well, I have actually been enjoying making my own cold brews. So
Ooh.
I've got like a blonde roast in here with some Italian creamer and a little Splenda. It's very good.
Nice.
A little crushed ice.
Splenda. You're a Splenda person?
Right now, I'm a Splenda person. Yes.
Okay. Do you like? What's your favorite sweetener type? Like, is it Splenda or do you like sugar? Do you like?
It depends. So iced tea, it's always sweet and low for me because that's
interesting.
just how I grew up.
Okay.
Well, when I abandoned the sweet tea
Sweet
of
tea,
Texas,
which
which is
is
like
a cup of sugar.
sugar with a drop of tea.
Would you say it's a spoonful of sugar?
No, a cup.
No, I
need a
would
whole-
get a gallon of sugar and then a drop of But yeah, I like Splenda in my coffee. I don't know. Chad's been trying to get me to move to sugar in the raw because that's what he's doing now. But I don't know. It's got a weird flavor.
I would venture to throw a different hat into the ring. You can get guava, not guava. Yeah.
Oh no, I know.
Like guava syrup or something like that.
Don't say guano.
not guano.
Guano.
Don't say guano.
What?
Guano syrup.
Agave nectar.
Agave syrup.
Or agave syrup. That's actually really good in coffee if you do it. But very nice, very cool. What's the chuggability on your brew?
Iced coffee is highly chuggable.
Yes.
Like especially when you need that quick shot of caffeine to the brain. And a little brain freeze, depending on how cold it is.
Ooh, brain freeze. Brain freeze.
Braun fries.
Creme
fresh.
Creme fraiche. But this is a beer, Bev's and video game podcast, so we're going to talk about video games now. We're just going to go backwards slightly. Carrie, what have you been playing recently?
Well, I was convinced. Well, I tried to convince my friends to play Once Human, and then they started playing it without me. But I finally caught up with them now, and so I'm playing Once Human. And I was worried because I was watching them play it for a while because it was just in an art mood. So I watched them play while I do art stuff, and I thought it looked a lot like Scum, and that I was gonna have a hard time with it because Scum was just. I don't know. It amped my anxiety because it just felt like it was constantly a move kind of game. Like you could not stand still for a second without having something screaming in your face. And that gets to be too much for me. Like I like 7 Days to Die, but I feel like there's, time between spotting zombies and you do get the occasional jump scare, but you're not constantly running for your life. Well, unless you've got it on that mode. But Once Human actually is a lot of fun. And for being free to play, I am like surprised because I'm not feeling like I'm playing a free to play game. I feel like I'm playing just a regular game that I paid for, and then it's got some cosmetics that you can buy, which is great. And I don't feel like they're, I mean, some of them are pricey as they do, but I feel like there's plenty of affordable options in there that are really cool. But even then, you don't have to buy a single thing, and it's a great game.
It's pretty
Cool.
fun. Yeah, I've been
Sounds
playing.
cool.
I play
Yeah,
it
I'll have to
too.
check it out.
It's pretty nice, Chris. It has like the
Does it have my 2 requirements?
what are the 2 requirements?
Skill trees and
Yes.
like exploration.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
exploration.
which reminds me, this I really wanted to bring this up about the game because I love it. It has this journeys, which reminds me of Age of Conan did it as well. It's basically like a tutorial, but it's a tutorial kind of at your own pace that you get rewarded for. So like if you go to your journal, it's like achievements kind of
Yeah.
in a similar way, except they put, that's how your tutorial is. So like say we're going to learn about fishing now, I go click the journey and it says make a fishing pole. Okay, I do that. Oh, I get all this, XP and some energy. Okay, and now go make this bait. And so it kind of steps you through learning how to do it while rewarding you in the process. And you don't have to do it when in a certain time. You do it at the pace that you want to do it at or when you want to do it. I love this style of tutorial.
Yeah. And not to, so 7 Days to Die just came out finally after 12 years. It's fully released.
It's fully released. They did it.
Yeah, so
everybody.
me and a couple friends have been playing that as well, and it has kind of like an achievement / tutorial similar to that.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, they did add that in there, and I'm so grateful for that. Sadly, so 7 Days to Die, they did a unstable build release, and then a month later did the full build, the final full build release. My friends and I were finished with the content in that 1 month, and we're ready to move on. And we love 7 Days to Die, but it's just like, it's not enough.
You had been playing it for the last 12 years. So, I mean, that also helps. You were just like, all right, let's do it.
True.
You go and you just like 100% everything, It's like whenever if I restarted Dark Souls, or like whenever you restart Dark Souls 2 and you're like, all right, let's do this. And you just like breeze through everything because you're like, I know what's happening.
I'm kind of doing that with Elden Ring right now.
Yeah. Nice. Trying to get to the DLC.
Yeah.
Nice. But very cool, Carrie. Yeah, it's fun. I've been playing a little bit of it too. It's pretty neat. I mentioned that last time. Allison.
So I wanted to talk about the barcade. That
you could talk about the barcade.
Well, can I preface that and then you can talk about the barcade? So last week, I guess it was kind of last week. I had a friend of mine from Ohio come and stay with us. He's a guy that I met through playing WoW, and we've just kind of stayed in touch since then. I mean, this was like we met each other, I guess, for the first time in person like 15 years ago.
Tight.
Yeah.
So now you're just someone you know.
Yeah, so now we're just normal friends. But so yeah, he like we do this thing every year now that he comes and him and my friend Tyler come and we all stay in my house and I have like a setup so that there's 3 computers that we can just all be playing stuff together in the same room instead of doing the same thing but in different states.
Yeah.
So he came down, we did that. We did a session of D&D that was 7 hours long.
Nice.
We played Hearts of Iron 4 to appease me.
I saw you doing that. Yep.
Yeah, we did that, like a good chunk of that. We did about 20 hours of 7 Days to Die. We played some Battlefield. So we had a big old time. And then also one of the days, Allison and Fee came up.
Nice.
Because Fee and Will and Tyler have been playing Apex together.
Apex Legends
a while.
all the time.
So like they had never met each other. Like I think Allison, you've met Tyler before, but you've never met Will in person.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And so yeah, we grabbed dinner and then we ended up at this barcade. That opened up pretty recently.
yeah, so that's what I was going to just discuss, is just that experience, because I thought it was very cool. I it's like it's a little taste of, I don't even want to call it that because it's so like minuscule compared. Little taste of Magfest.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Which is nice for sure.
What's the barcade called?
It's called Game On.
Yeah.
And there's actually, I think, 2 of them, maybe 3. There's
Like-
one in like downtown Baltimore. I think maybe one in Annapolis, and then one about 5 minutes from my house.
Very cool. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yes. So I've been to a couple with Carrie in Austin, and those are definitely bigger and different, because one of them was like more pinball oriented pinballs. And what was the other one called that we went to? It's okay if you don't remember. Anyway, we went to 2, and so this one is smaller, but I loved the vibe of it. Like, I don't know, like the way they have this like open wall to the outside, and
like those garage door style like things that you can open up with the bar in the middle, so like they can serve outside and inside.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. The drinks they had were really, really fun. I liked the drinks that they had at the one I went to with Carrie. And this one, like, they were different, which I liked. I didn't like that, like, every place could go with like really obvious stuff, I guess. But this one had like an adult Capri Sun, which was especially fun for me because they put it in an actual pouch, and you know, I got to
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I got to run around drinking out of my little pouch, and I felt very childlike in an adult way.
Was it a size of a Capri Sun pouch, or was it bigger? Okay, good.
Yes, it was bigger. I have a picture. I'll post it.
I was going to say, yes. I could kill like 6 of them if it was just the regular.
Yes. It also had tequila in it, so maybe don't kill it.
Ooh,
but
don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do it too fast. But it was really yummy and a lot of fun, and I'll post the picture of that drink. And the other one that I had, I can't remember that one. There were so many. The butterbeer. There was
a butterbeer, yeah.
That was
that had like a froth made of I think like an almond liqueur or something like that.
Yeah,
interesting.
It was an almond liqueur of some kind. They didn't specify. Probably amaretto, but they had that foam on top, and I got the last of that foam. It was out after that, so I was so glad that I ordered mine when I did. Yeah. That was delicious.
It was good. Yeah,
I need that recipe. I want to make them myself. But really fun, really good. The arcade systems there were good ones. It was funny because I kind of mentioned like, we should play this one, because like, you know, they're ones that I don't get to play a lot, but Chris has them like in his basement, so he can play those all the time. He wants to play the different ones.
The ones like Turtles in Time, like a lot of the beat 'em ups like Turtles in Time and like X-Men that just destroy quarters.
Yeah,
because like you die so quickly. Those I'm like, I'll play those at home.
Yeah, and I didn't think about that. I'm like, we could do that at your place sometime. So, so I ended up hitting like the shooters, you know, like the old carnival shooter one, and DDR.
Crisis.
Yep, there's Time Crisis.
Yep, Time Crisis. I did DDR, and I have so many regrets. And also,
I don't. It was you did a great job.
Your shins hurt?
Because I was going to say you didn't participate, did you? I didn't think so.
But I watched you do it. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that you did not video this for us, Chris.
I took pictures, but I didn't video.
Yes, send them to us.
The thing is with DDR is like easy is too easy on the arcade and medium is too hard, and I can't get like a happy place. So it's like I either go way too easy or I do this thing where I have brain freeze, because I used to be so good at this game, but I literally like my left and right I'm having a problem with. And on that game I stare at it and then I can't comprehend, and so I don't move, and I'm looking at the next one because I missed it, and then it's like I'm just stacking back up in my brain and I'm not processing. So anyway, I think I need a lot more practice at DDR before I give it another shot. So I'll be practicing for MagFest clearly, but it was a ton of fun. I'm so glad we did it. I really enjoyed that experience.
Yeah, no, it's really nice that it's there, and I really enjoyed playing. They have like 10 pinball machines, I think,
Nice.
and they've got They have skee ball, which I'm really into as well. So those two things are kind of like make it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the Stranger Things pinball. That one was really fun.
Oh,
I did
is,
that one.
is it the one with the Demogorgon in the middle?
Yes.
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 That is one of my favorite pinball machines.
Yeah,
I hadn't played that one.
They have a Foo Fighters machine. They had a Jaws one, which is really cool because if you hit a boat, then Jaws comes like popping out, which is awesome. There was a cool South Park one that like was super easy to multi-ball on, so that was kind of crazy.
I love
yeah.
pinball.
Yeah,
Pinball is like
I
my
do.
all-time favorite type of gameplay ever.
One of my
Gaming.
life goals is I don't have room for it in my current house, but eventually I'm hoping to have a larger house eventually, maybe when interest rates go down, and have a pinball machine in my basement.
Yeah,
That's
for
our
sure.
goal, too.
Yeah.
My dad has a Kiss pinball machine.
Fuck, that's
Nice.
awesome.
I love it.
It's really cool. He needs to do some repair work to it.
Yeah.
But he's always had this like dream of having like a pool table and that pinball machine somewhere. And he's working on rebuilding his house now that he's retired. So I expect to see that in there, and I'll show you guys when he gets it all up. But it's very cool. It's very cool.
Next time, if you guys are up by me, there's actually a pinball place that I think it has something like 50 something pinball machines.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I could be wrong, and like some classic
wow.
games and stuff. And you don't pay quarters for them. It's like you go in and you pay either like for an hour, 2 hours, or just all night.
That's nice. Yeah, I kind of like. I would prefer to have that, honestly.
Yeah. So,
than paying quarters, but
yeah, you
I'll
guys
take
should
what I
come
can
up here and play some pinball one weekend. They're only open on the weekends.
Speaking of which, and we need to talk about this. Are we going to PAX Unplugged this year?
No, I'm getting married in April.
What if I pay for your ticket?
Dude,
you guys can argue about that
later. We'll talk about that later. But the amount of like, I can't. The mental space can't do it. Just not. It's not available.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
That's okay. It's okay. Disappointed. Chris, did you have any other games that you wanted to talk about? Or
no, that's primarily what I was going to talk about. Also, we should get on to the meat of this.
That's true.
We started a little late and now we're kind of
I gotcha. It's almost I've almost finished the DLC for Elden Ring.
Oh, nice.
So much lore. It's so great. And then I started Kingdom Hearts 3 so I could play that downstairs since Hannah's been I've had to be like nurse and chauffeur and like stuff because Hannah had surgery.
Oh yeah, because she had
she had surgery, so I had to it's been hard to like I haven't been able to like video games, but like
is she doing okay though?
Oh, she's fine. She's great. The thing that's the bad part about it is that she wants to do a bunch of stuff that I have to be like, no, you can't do that because you had surgery. Stop. So it's not that she's not in a bad way. It's just that she's it's just that I have to be the bad guy. I'd be like, no, you can't do that because you're supposed to be resting. Which is fine. It's okay. It's all right. But I also get to take Sebastian out for every single walk. So I'm
which is awesome, but also kind of annoying sometimes, I'm sure.
No, because me and Sebastian are best friends. Why would it be a bad idea? But I have been I started Kingdom Hearts 3 because I never finished it. I think I only got like 2 worlds in and then I stopped playing it for some reason. So I'm just gonna keep playing that and like get all the way to the end because I need some positivity and the belief in the hearts, in light, in hearts, in the truth of hearts and love and friendship. That's how it works. That's how Kingdom Hearts goes. But yeah, that's it. So, but today, ladies and gentlemen,
can I?
Yeah, you can.
I got something.
You got something. Go ahead.
We gather here today to bid farewell to a cherished companion in the world of gaming, a source of inspiration, information, and imagination. Game Informer magazine. For decades, it stood as a beacon for gamers, a trusted guide through the ever-evolving landscapes of the gaming universe. Game Informer was more than just a magazine. It was a portal to new worlds, a chronicler of adventures, and a herald of innovations. Each issue was meticulously crafted tapestry of previews, reviews, features, and insights woven together with the passion and expertise of its dedicated team. It was a monthly ritual for many of us, eagerly awaiting its arrival, flipping through its pages and diving headfirst into its rich content. The magazine's legacy is vast. It connected us to the pulse of the industry, introducing us to groundbreaking titles and hidden games alike. It brought us closer to the creators, offering glimpses into the minds behind our favorite games. It sparked debates, shaped opinions, fueled dramas. Through its vivid storytelling and comprehensive coverage, Game Informer celebrated the art of gaming, treating it with the respect and reverence it deserved. We remember the groundbreaking covers that captured our imaginations, the in-depth articles that broadened our horizons, and the reviews that guided our purchasing decisions. We honor the writers, editors, and artists who poured their hearts into every issue, crafting a publication that was informative as it was entertaining. Though Game Informer may no longer grace our mailboxes and newsstands, its spirit lives on in the hearts and minds of the gaming community. Its legacy will continue to inspire future generations of gamers and journalists alike. It has left an indelible mark on the history of gaming, a legacy that will be remembered fondly for years to come. As we say our final goodbyes to Game Informer magazine, we do so with gratitude and respect. Thank you for the memories, the adventures, the countless hours of joy. You will be missed, but never forgotten. Rest in peace, dear friend, and game on.
Is that?
Thank you, ChatGPT.
I was going to say, was that ChatGPT? That was surprisingly
it was really
heartfelt
good.
for ChatGPT.
I was going to say, geez, I was working on it over here, and I said I would handle it, but Chris just kind of took it. So I guess I'll delete everything I did.
I mean, AI is replacing magazines
now
anyway, right?
Allison's because
no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll move forward.
Here, I'll read mine. Game Informer was good.
I miss you.
I miss you. The end. What will I read while I'm pooping? The end.
It was a great pooping magazine.
It was. Game Informer was a great pooping time magazine.
There should be Pooping Time magazine.
It's just Time magazine, but it says pooping just stamped in front of it.
And every cover is just it's the same cover but with poop.
Yeah, just somehow. That's disgusting. I love it. So if you haven't heard, Game Informer, the magazine, survived.
That everyone at some point that ever went to a GameStop.
If you went to a GameStop and you had a GameStop card, you signed up for 12 months of Game Informer. They're just oh no, it's included with your subscription. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. But it survived all the way from 1991 until August of 2024.
Wow.
That's what, 33 years? Yeah, 33 years.
That has aged with me. That's so crazy. That's
true, I guess. Yeah.
Been in almost all of my lifetime. I think that's why this is so odd.
The majority of my lifetime. I mean, there's 2 years missing there, but for me,
but I couldn't read during those 2 years. So
I couldn't read anyway. It's fine.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah,
it's definitely I didn't really care about E3 going away that much at this point.
Yeah,
I care a little bit about this. Not that I've been a super big imbiber of information via Game Informer for a while now, but
I mean for years, during the
formative gaming times of my life. Yes,
this is what I did.
This feels like the death of a friend in a weird way, not exactly.
It's a friend that you knew you were really close with in high school.
Exactly.
That you kind of drifted away from, but you still have really fond memories of.
Yeah.
This is my childhood friend. Yeah. It's I don't know them anymore, but man, this was my childhood friend. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But they definitely would tell me what they
Carrie's
thought.
I have none of these feelings.
That's why it's
okay. So
Carrie, honestly. What are your feelings?
I don't have the same kind of connection with it because I graduated high school in 1995.
Okay.
And at that time, I was living in Scotland, and so it was kind of different. And I also was I played games, but I was more into music. So I think at the time, if I was getting any magazines at the stand, it was
Rolling
heavy
Stone.
metal magazines or what was the one? Anyhow, so, but to say I've never read a Game Informer magazine, that's I've probably picked up one or two, here or there. I looked through the pictures of the covers, and I did find one that I actually recognized, but I wasn't big into those. So I don't have the same kind of attachment you guys do to it. I do remember though. And I think it was PC Gamer where you would get the demo discs, right?
Mhm.
Was that the game
That sounds
magazine?
Yeah, PC Gamer.
So
you
that
would.
one I would say I had more of attachment to because I like the demo discs.
Got it. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I did want to go through. We're gonna pick out some covers from them. There's like a website where you can see like all the old covers from it. But
Oh, for real? Nice.
yeah, it's in Chris. If you go into business related, it's the Retro Mags one. If you click on that link, that'll bring it up to you. But I'm just going to show you I'm going to show you one first because this is one I actually remember and I had in my room for a while. I actually had a couple of them in my room for a while. Hold on, I'm going to switch the thing real quick. Boom. Whoops. I'll move this over here. I'll do that. Don't look at all of my all my stuff on my desktop, everybody. But this is the if you I don't know if you guys can see it. You probably can't. But if you look, it's issue 212. And this was from December 2010. And it was the 30 characters who defined a decade. So like the best video game characters from 2000 to 2010. And there were 3 different covers, and they all had all of these characters on them in like
Nice, yeah.
in like just like like you could line them all up if you wanted to, which was really cool.
Like they're in a party.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool, and I had
What was that one again?
That's issue 212 from December of 2010.
Cool. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Looking through these, some of the ones that I remember sticking out. The top 50 games of 2006. I remember seeing that one.
Mm-hmm.
The issue 167 for Force Unleashed. I remember that one was really cool.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me go to it.
On the front.
Let me go to it real quick. Hold on. And then we're gonna go. And then I'm gonna go to the ones at Allison 167 one. Yes, because that one
was dope.
That one was pretty cool. It was pretty neat. Like, it was a magazine. It had like all the cool stuff in it there. But that one was really great.
Do you remember when they would do like the little mini things?
Yeah.
In there called Game and Farcer.
Yes, we're gonna talk about that later, though.
Okay.
But first, I want to show Allison's picks. So the first one, Allison, you told me about was issue number 53.
Yeah, so this is why I'm going to show 2. So go ahead and open 53.
Yeah.
So this isn't my favorite cover, but so there's a couple things I want to talk about with Game Informer really quickly. That so Game Informer for me, I grew up, like I said, in like my youngest years to basically being out of high school. I was reading Game Informer pretty religiously. Now, we weren't wealthy, so we didn't have magazine subscriptions. However, I did get that free set for a while, so they did come to my house, and that was amazing for me. The rest of the time, I went to Barnes and Noble, and I would go to the magazine section, and I would grab it, and I would go to the one of the corners, and I would just read it for free. Because
that's what libraries are for, baby.
That's what bookstores are for, right?
Yes, that too.
It was for me because that was the only way I could get it in a timely manner. So I would go there and I would read them, and like I vividly remember having this issue in my house. But this one, I think I got it much later than it actually released. Let me be clear. But I remember getting this issue and it meaning a lot to me. Obviously, because of Final Fantasy VII, but also Final Fantasy Tactics was mentioned in here.
Yep.
And that game released in Japan when this came out, but it hadn't released in America. So it was like the only way I even knew about that game at all was through this magazine, because it was like pre us getting that information any other way. So like really that's what Game Informer was to me. I was Hermione Granger, right? I really was. I was knowledge thirsty at a very young age, and I just needed to absorb absolutely everything I could about something, and these were a way I could do that. So that's one of the reasons like these were so special to me. But also it was like a way to connect with other people who were like me when I lived in a really small town and I couldn't find people who related to my interests. So there were people in here who made their comments that aligned with me, or maybe they were different and they made me mad and I wanted to talk about them, but I didn't really have a good way to do that, you know, but it was just like, it was a way for me to really connect to a gaming community at a time when that didn't exist. I remember drawing. I was really into art. I mean, I still am to a certain extent, but I was really into art when I was younger. And I would draw these characters from the games that I loved, and I would submit them to Game Informer, just hoping they would post them in the art section.
Yep. Yeah, that was another section they had. Yep.
So, and that was, to me, like, that was a way that these people could see me, that I was reading, like, make comments and things and be like, hi, I exist too, and I love this. And I would love to have a way to connect to you. I don't know. I guess that was just like, as a kid.
No, that's valid. I mean, that's the way I felt reading these whenever I was growing up, was it's just like, that's how I got the news. Like, that's how it's like, I knew what was cool and what was coming out. And what I was like, I really want to play this game that's coming out. I mean, look at this issue in particular, September 1997. It featured our GoldenEye 007, Banjo-Kazooie, Metal Gear, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Oh, the
these
classic
amazing things.
Star Wars Masters of Terras Sai. What a terrible game.
Tomb Raider 2 at the top there. Like, yeah, like this was peak gaming for me in a lot of ways. Like, this was my era, and I just thirsted for every little bit. Like, when they did information about the gaming industry, it was like, I want to be a part of that. Like, I want to work in the gaming industry. I remember just like all this stuff that I learned through these magazines. I never would have known about the development and things like this. All made me thirst for games more.
Yeah, it always they always kind of like gave a little background to things, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It felt like a great connection to the gaming world, when like, especially this was like, at least for me, like I wasn't really connected in that way on the internet with people yet, and this was like kind of that only connection.
Yep, same. Other than like, you know, forums I shouldn't have been on, and chat rooms I shouldn't have been in, talking to people who were much older than me, and anyway. So there's that one, and then there's the one that I actually wanted to talk about as my favorite visual cover, which was the remake. Because although that one might be my favorite issue, the cover clearly, we love a blocky cloud, but
we, you know what we love even more is Sephiroth engulfed in flames.
And this one, you can't see it here, but it does the same thing where it wraps around the back some, and Cloud is on the back. So I liked that too, because you got the flames with Sephiroth, the classic, and then you have Cloud's face on the other side. It's not showing it here, but that's okay. But yeah, this visually stunning. Like, this remake was beautiful. So this would be my favorite visual cover, and I just wanted to add that piece.
Perfect. Wow. Cool. Carrie, do you have a favorite Game Informer issue? Again,
well, so when I was I was looking through here, the one that really stood out to me was one of the earlier issues, the Mortal Kombat.
Whoops.
Issue 12. I remember that cover. I remember that magazine. Yeah. And I want to say, I feel like Chad may have that one. My husband may have that one, and the Matrix one in the closet, if I were to go look.
Nice. The Matrix, like the Matrix, what's it called? The Matrix Reloaded? No.
Yeah, I know.
What was the game
I played that game.
I played that game until the disc broke.
With Ghost.
Yeah. With Nairobi and Ghost. Very cool. But yeah, I mean, that's this is a classic.
Issue 116, Enter the Matrix.
Yeah, Enter the Matrix. That's what it's called. But yeah, I mean, this is like the Mortal Kombat one. I mean, that's like That's
I
classic.
remember that cover. I do remember that cover, but because I really liked Mortal Kombat and I really liked that dragon symbol, so that one does really stand out more than any of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh
for
man,
me.
look at this. Splatterhouse 3, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. They also had Arrow the Acrobat. Oh, the hardware feature. The 3DO is just around the corner. Look at that. And that's their second anniversary issue. That came out in 1993. Amazing. Amazing. Very cool. All right. Oh, I'm going to switch this back to us. You can see us. Look at our beautiful
I don't think
faces.
we could hear you in your mic.
You can't hear me? Hello?
We
Sorry.
we lost
I've realized that. So I need to get a mic that's not as directional as this one because it's very much like if I talk over here, you can't hear it. But if I talk over here, you can hear it. But yeah. So we have our favorite Game Informers. And if you have a favorite Game Informer issue, let us know. Chris had said, you said about your favorite segments in there. Chris, you said you loved that they did every once in a while. They did the Game and Farcer.
Game and Farcer, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was like kind of like an Onion version of like the Onion news. So like just kind of like funnier, like fourth wall breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Which I thought was always kind of entertaining.
I do remember one in particular because on the cover of that Game and Farcer, which is like in that little section where they had like the first page, the game it was called The Flying Buttress, and it was like a witch and she was on a broom and there was like a fart coming out behind her, but also knowing that like a flying buttress is like an architectural thing. So it's just like knowing that and being like, this is stupid. I love this so much.
This is extra stupid.
This is really great. But yeah, that was great. They did so many, like before we had BuzzFeed and like all these other internet things, they were doing like, top 10 horror games. I think at the end of every issue, they usually did they would do like a funny like top 10 Sonic villains.
Yeah, they would often do that. Like I feel like
or like a quiz
in
or
there,
something.
like a top 10 thing. Which I don't know. I'm a sucker for a top 10 list.
Mm-hmm. I just really like the like quick answers to questions they would do in the beginning. Like they would always have like longer, like people would send in questions and they would answer them like succinctly, but then they had quick ones. They would be like, "Hey, are you guys ever going to do hey, are you guys going to send us extra things ever?" They'd be like, "No." How many editors do you have? 6. What's this what's your favorite game? All of them. And it would just be very quick answers. I really like that.
Yeah.
Any other parts that anybody thinks about that they liked about it?
I mean, I do. I mean, I think that the reviews, like especially for me, the reviews section, like we kind of talked about before, like that the review section was important to me because that was kind of like where I got a lot of my before the internet, but like where I got a lot of like, oh, okay, this is a game I need to watch out for, or like this is a game that is going to be good. I should get this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they were trusted reviewers to me compared to some of them out there, where I feel like, a lot of companies claim that they're not like influenced, if you will. But I never felt like, at least when I was reading it regularly, I have to admit, and this is why it's probably ended, right? Like I've fallen out of looking at Game Informer stuff. But when I did, like I really read it and like took everything they said to heart because it felt very honest and like the feedback felt transparent. Like I didn't feel like they were influenced to say something good about a game just to say it.
I think that's one of the things with this is my thoughts about journalism in general, which is crazy, but which makes no sense. This opinion is stupid and it has no bearing, but it's mine and I'm going to say it. I do think that print media going out of like style and that it's so fast with the internet, like you can do something right away. I do think that sometimes that the quality has gone down with
it
the
has.
majority of
Yeah.
print of like news media, because it's like the
Well,
news
it's-
cycle's so fast now, and it's just like
Well,
it seems
on
crazy.
top of that, like non-print media, like internet reviews, they don't care about being accurate. They care about getting views and clicks. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
That's all that
click
matters.
my link. Like, I make money. That's really a big driver. And that's why, like, I don't know, journalistic integrity is so important. And I think it's falling away, to your point, with the loss of media in the forums that are more classic.
Mhm.
yeah, because like print media, like you make more money by being a respected and like
A trusted
Trusted.
source.
yeah, trusted source. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think just like in the beginning of our episode, I think that we're going to see a lot more AI written articles, and I think we already do and don't realize it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Game Rant is awful. Don't read anything by Game Rant. It's so bad. Like they just like recycle Reddit posts.
Pretty
and,
much.
like very, very clearly AI driven. Like it's bad.
I think
Well-
I don't know if this was on Game Rant. I'm just gonna show. I put
Yeah.
a thing in the script here. I don't know if any of you guys clicked on this, but apparently there was this thing where in the No Man's Sky Reddit, they made a fake how to unlock a secret boss fight, and then an AI like gaming news thing picked it up and printed it on their website as if it was a real thing. And let me just give you some of the. I'll give you the bullet points here. So, step 1: acquire an S-class Sentinel ship. It should contain a glip-glap processor. Apply the processor to your bolt caster in the multi-tool menu. Travel to the space anomaly. Use your newly upgraded bolt caster to kill Nada and Polo. This should give you the Schwarg beacon. Jump between blue star systems until you find an exotic planet. Once one is found, use the Schwarg beacon to create multiple large platinum deposits on the planet. Keep mining until you have 10,000 platinum. Deposit your platinum in the new bank section of the Nexus on the space anomaly. You will receive an item named Atlas Offering. And then it goes on. Explore the ruins until you find the Sniffglar.
The Sniffglar.
The
It's usually
Sniffglar
found
is
in crates.
it's usually found in crates. And then you can see like the little image that they put down below. It's just like the cover image for No Man's Sky, except that little triangle thing they put little robot arms on with guns on it, and that's it. So it's just like, and then a news, like an AI news thing picked it up. It was like, hey, here's how to get the Atlas boss, blah 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 blah. It's like, oh my god, they were laughing so hard. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad.
But yeah, it's bad. It's bad out there, folks.
And that's why if you use AI, read it before you just post it. It's a tool. You can't just
Yeah, but-
you can't just do everything on it though.
But a lot of times,
Come on,
people
guys.
who are doing it, they didn't do any of the work themselves, so they don't know, and they're just posting it because they're like, okay, well, deadline, here we go, I'm done. And the reality is, like, whoever posted that probably has never played No Man's Sky a day in their life, and they were just posting something. When it's like that was some of, like, you felt the people who were writing this played game,
Yeah.
like you knew it.
Well, right, yeah, and that's what I always remember reading it and just being like, because they had like, here's the list of all our editors. They'd put a bunch of pictures of them in the magazine, and you'd be able to see like, hey, these are all the people. I know that they're there. They're working on it. They're giving me the best opinions, and even if I disagreed with their opinions on some stuff, at least I knew who I was disagreeing
Yeah.
with. You know,
Like-
I will say though, like after a certain point, I kind of like started reading some of their, like, as I grew older and had access to the internet and stuff, like I started feeling like their reviews became less good. Like I kind of felt like there was a point that it did start going downhill, but that could just be me.
I mean, but that also I think changed as print media changed, because
Right,
they only
yeah.
had this much for each game. They only had this much text space that they could use, you know?
Or it could have changed as, like, you grew a larger opinion maybe about the games that you were playing
Yeah,
too, and you weren't just playing in the kid brain for fun, you were playing in more of a critical way, and so then you had your own opinions maybe too, which is something I
That is
think
also true.
is natural too. And and probably a reason we all read it a lot when we were younger and not so much anymore. Plus, like $1 went so.
Maybe you're too old to read Game Informer.
Maybe I'm too old for video games.
This is a throwback if you haven't watched your last episode.
No, we
okay?
did talk about that.
Oh, wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, it was last time. It was last one.
But like, yeah, it's definitely like something that I, back when I was a kid, like I needed these to have that compass of like, do I save my dollars for this game?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? And I needed somebody to tell me that. But now, like, I'm creating my own thoughts because I have adult money and I can buy the childhood things I've always wanted. Yep. So I can try it myself and go, well, that's shit. Oh, well, I wasted $60. In some ways, like, I do that sometimes versus believing people because I don't know who to trust on the internet anymore. But yeah, I think that's kind of part of it too. But like something about the journalism in Game Informer for me, like, it was one of the reasons I thought about being a journalist for a while. Mm-hmm. Because I realized that there was a way I could do what I love and be a journalist. So actually, it's most of the reason, well, part of the reason I joined the newspaper team at my high school. No. And then I started pushing gaming shit into the newspaper when it wasn't there before.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That is pretty cool. I was just on the morning news announcements stuff. That's all I did in high school.
Oh, I didn't want to be seen.
Of course you were, Dan.
Oh, no.
Classic Dan.
Classic Dan.
Gotta be in front of the camera.
Here now.
I was sitting there. Dan. I was sitting there writing articles. I could bring I still have the clips of the newspapers that I wrote where I talked about video games like Legend of the Green Dragon, which was a text-based RPG website I found that I felt everyone needed to know about. So I wrote an article, a full article that included about it. Like, I talked to my teacher into doing these things she didn't understand at all and said, like, this is hot, this is now, let me do it. And she did, which is great.
Wait,
but like,
hold on, I have to know. Did you come in like wearing like a pencil skirt and like a business top and come in and be like, listen here, bub, this is hot. This is now. This is what's going on. You got to put me on this skirt or I'll stick my Pulitzer on it.
No, I had
spicy and served hot.
Exactly.
No, I had Gerard Way red eye makeup on all the way around like I do now because I haven't changed since high school. And then I was wearing Avril Lavigne tank top with a tie. I was very in that moment. That was me. So
edgy.
He was a skater boy. She said, "See you later, boy."
I am. I still wear the same clothes. Look at this. This is the same clothes I used to wear. No, like, I don't know. Like, it was a like, this magazine is a big influence to me. It's very sad to me. It's gone.
Yeah.
It hits my heartstrings in a weird way I didn't expect because I haven't had a connection to it in so long. But it made me really think about those things and how that really did, like, a lot of things for me and the course of my life and things I wanted. And yeah. So anyway.
Carrie, you've been around for a while, right?
A year or two.
No? Okay. Well, regardless of how long you've been around for, would you say that Game Informer is like it's been around for a really long time, but do you think that there is a more iconic sort of magazine for the hobby of video games, or would you think that there's something else that speaks to you more than Game Informer did to us per se?
I don't know. I mean, I think really PC Gamer was probably the one that I read more so back in the day. Do I think there's one more so now? No. The only one I actually, just because it shows up in my feed all the time, is IGN. So that's the one I get the most information from.
Though, right?
I thought they had.
Hold on. Research. 2001, they had a limited edition of an IGN magazine, but they never had like a magazine. IGN.com was always just a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like reading a lot of stuff online. I mean, I'm more of a digital reader than a something in hand kind of person.
Right.
Unpopular opinion. I'm okay with books being digitized, but that's just me.
I used to
I
be
think that's
against
pretty
it, but now
popular.
I've kind of.
You're pretty. That's you're in the majority. That's not an unpopular opinion. I would say.
I would
It's a
say I'm the
popular
weird one, actually, who wants to store these books, keep these books, can't get rid of them, wants to smell them, wants to feel them. I feel like I'm definitely in the minority of people I know, at least, who's like that. Everybody's like e-reader. I don't have to worry about even my big book friends. Like they don't want to have the clutter.
I think only now book people like special editions in physical.
True.
Yeah,
They like
I
if they're
do
going to
that.
read a regular one, they just like the digital versions of
Sure.
it.
Yep.
But they
Yeah,
like
that's kinda
like Hannah
popular.
has special editions of stuff, and that's what's on her bookshelf versus like
Yeah.
just regular old books.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
kind of what I'm moving to at this point.
But yeah, I mean, digital stuff, it's been there, and that's where we're going. It's all gonna be.
Digimon.
We're gonna have to Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon are the champions. We're gonna have to go to that bow 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 onomatopoeia. That's a thing. There you go. I said it, Carrie.
No, you didn't say the second line.
Onomatopoeia. Yeah.
See, now you said it weird.
I
Thank
said it
you.
weird. So it's a little inside joke between me and Carrie. You're not allowed to know what it is.
But I want to.
Too bad. But yeah. So what are we gonna read when we poop, guys? What's the?
You're
That's
gonna
the
scroll
I
on your
play
phone.
mobile games.
Yeah.
You're gonna scroll on your phone.
mobile games. I'm gonna watch TikToks probably.
Mhm. Mhm.
I gotta see.
Yeah. I think yeah, that's it for me. Is like, I get Game Informer wasn't making it as print media. I just don't understand why they didn't pivot and continue digitally. And I wish I understood that.
I think they did. They
They
tried.
did.
And
They tried.
it.
and no one cared. Like
I-
because like the problem is like the content that they were offering, I think at that point was free elsewhere. And
True. Yeah.
like I can go I don't need a special subscription now to go look at reviews.
And that's
Right, and it's easier to even get like directly in with like reading directly from the developers now. So we have
True.
better
That's
access
another
to seeing something directly from the company or the community managers who give us information, or going and watching the Twitch streamers that are like early access. You know, they get to show it to us before we buy it, kind of people, you know. So we have so many more ways of getting our game news than just print media. And I think print media right now, it's just too slow for this day and age of gaming and information.
But I think like they both have their place. I think that's the thing I don't understand fully. And I think okay, I understand it. I don't like it. Let me rephrase.
Okay,
maybe.
I was gonna say that's a better. It's like I was
Yeah.
like, you understand it. You know why.
I understand it. I'm saying that in a different term, which really means I don't like it. I don't like that it has to be so fast, because when things are so fast, the misinformation is quick and people jump on that misinformation and take it as fact and they run with it. Like that article you were talking about that grabbed that thing and said, this is a fact. Here's this special item, how you get, or special whatever, how you get it. Like it took that as fact and ran with it. And we see that all the time in normal news. Like with the Olympics right now, there's all this like, I am outraged by this thing that is definitely factual. And then it's like, no, it's not. What are you guys even talking about? But by the time like anyone questions it, it's already spiraled out with the people who want to be outraged by it, right? And it's the same thing with like any media, where it's like those quick bits, they're great when you want something fast, but I still think there's so much importance in that that solid, reliable source having those facts backed at the end, where they're going to come back and say, we apologize if we got this information wrong. Here's the right information and correct it. Those things, the journalistic integrity of it. Like somebody on Twitch doesn't have journalistic integrity. They're trying to show off a game.
Get more people there.
Yeah, get more people there.
Yeah.
hey, I got this exclusive game. This is great for me. I'm showing it off.
Look at me.
I don't want to, maybe they don't want to upset the company that gave it to them, so they don't break that tie. So maybe they're not going to be exactly honest. We don't know.
Yeah, they don't want to
They have reasons to maybe skew what they're playing and not exactly tell you their true experience. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I don't know. I think at this point, most people have a favorite influencer that they watch, and whether or not that person is like
my favorite
just
influencer
opinion.
is a really cool group called the GameBrew.
They are the coolest group. I like 10 out of 10 would absolutely listen to them.
Their opinions are always correct.
I mean,
correct.
I mean, whatever Joe Rogan says, I usually just do whatever that is.
And as a plus, Carrie on that show, man, hot. So do with that what you will.
It's the hair. I just want to say you should go to the No Man's Sky the game subreddit, because one of the comments underneath this thing, I mean, how would you know that this is real? Someone shout out to Fifiel 3 days ago, who said, my favorite moment was when the Atlas said it's Atlas in time and Atlas all over those guys. But it's like, yeah, how would you not know that's real, right?
I mean, like at a certain point, you're like, something seems weird.
Something's a little off, but computers are like, sounds viable to me.
It sounds viable to you, right, Dan?
What? Huh? Wicked Thai Chicken says print media is novel now, and I don't think most people care about journalistic integrity. Yep. Such short attention span.
I think a lot of people care about journalistic integrity.
I don't think so.
I don't think that the people that are writing things always care about journalistic integrity.
Yes. Such short attention span. We use Twitter, TikTok, and it's not called Twitter, it's called X now. We use that.
TikTok, we're rejecting that.
And shorts for our news. I haven't been on X ever since the Musk man decided to
put his musk all over it.
And made it so like if you click on a link,
all over it.
If you click on a link, unless you are signed into Twitter, you can't see anything on it. And
it's pretty annoying.
It's the most.
Remember when the geeks loved Musk?
Yeah.
Remember when he was like a hero?
I could do a whole podcast about him.
I embarrassingly thought he was kind of neat for a little bit, and then until he wasn't.
Yeah, same. Yeah. And I could talk about his spiral and downfall, but we don't have time.
Listen, he fooled a lot of people by buying a bunch of companies full of smart people to make us think he was smart. That's
correct. And we all thought that.
We got bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok.
He was emotionally upset and decided he was a victim in his own life. And then it spiraled. And I could talk about this and give you timelines. We could do a whole thing. Anyway.
But that's
you think it coincides with
the pod.
Kanye?
What?
Yes.
So do you think him and Kanye's downfall happened at the same time?
Yes.
Like
similar trajectory.
Do you think they
very much so?
Or like, do you think there's a connection?
I don't think there's a connection.
Sadly, I think mental health is a big factor in both of those cases.
There was
here on the Conspiracy Podcast.
Mental health, but also
Conspiracy Brew.
The idea of an echo chamber and seeing other people with the same like viewpoints you have, and then feeling very empowered to share those like inside thoughts that were tickling the back of their brain. They decided to say them out loud, very loud. Those things all spiraled into like happening at the same time.
Especially whenever you're in part of whenever you are a person who lives in an upper echelon of society where there's no one to say no to you or like tell you.
Maybe
like,
think about
absolute power corrupts. Absolutely
true. Well, they don't have. Luckily, they don't have
with
absolute
great power. Comes great
but
responsibility.
They think they do.
I watched freaking Madam Web, and that movie was so bad, but it was so good.
Is it worse or better than Mobius? Morbius?
It's better than Morbius.
Better.
It's better than Morbius, but like. I loved that movie. In like it was no, Madam Web. It's a terrible movie, but it's so good. I love it so much. It's great. I highly recommend it. The other thing I wanted to say is I think we should all go see the Borderlands movie in theaters and then talk about it
together.
Sure.
If I could pull that off, I would do it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But
I can't do it together. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's Carrie will be able to do it. But I do think we should all go watch it in theaters. I know. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be terrible.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't
I have
care.
a little faith.
I think
I like those actors though.
I like all
the
of them separately.
I don't know if together.
I don't
it's
know
gonna...
if I like them in the Borderlands movie.
But Borderlands is
Jack
so
Black-
goofy.
I've
I
never
think Jack
played
Black's
Borderlands.
Whoa!
I have.
You've never played Borderlands?
We should play Borderlands.
We should
We should
play
play
a
Borderlands.
No,
Four
but-
Squad.
But wait. Should I wait until after I've
No,
seen the
you should
movie
play
to
it
play
first.
Borderlands?
No.
But then
on the
I'm
same
gonna
level
have.
as us.
I'm gonna be the one opinion that's
No.
like.
Hold on. She's right. Carrie's right. You got to have at least one opinion that's like,
No, hate
I
it.
don't know anything. You know?
It's true. And also, we should probably end our episode.
No, that's what I'm working
Oh.
towards doing. Allison.
I know we're tangenting though. I'm just trying to help.
We can tangent at
She's
the
the
end of the
time
episode.
mistress.
Wait,
She's
wait.
allowed.
Ow, stop. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Especially because
Yeah,
we didn't
we haven't had a Game View podcast.
we haven't
in
had a
long
Game View podcast in a while. We will probably schedule because it comes out this week. Maybe we all
comes
go.
out this week. Fuck.
Comes out on the 8th. Yeah.
I'll get back to you. We'll talk about it. But
I still need to
there's
watch
issues for me.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
So good. Went
Same.
to see it on Wednesday. So great. Loved it so much. You should go see it immediately.
It's very,
if
very
you're if you're a big old comic book nerd and like Marvel
I sure
nerd
am,
like
Dan.
I am, it's
Sure,
great.
I'm Dan.
So many Easter eggs.
So good. Yeah.
Okay, so we've answered our final question. We're up to date in the chat. Wicked Thai Chicken says "Time Mistress" in all caps. So we're gonna end the podcast, but first we're gonna go through the plugs. Anyone have anything to plug? Carrie, do you have anything to plug?
Sadly, they had a lot of health things going on this last week, so I did not get to do any streaming, but I still have stream plans and I still have a mosaic that is going to be working on soon. So stay tuned. Follow me, PIPPITA.
I love it. Whenever the Olympics aren't on, if I could watch like people making stuff every day.
Oh man, the Olympics are so good right now.
Yeah, I love watching the Olympics. It's just on constantly. Allison.
I watched the women's volleyball game and it was so good. Sorry.
Ooh, I love that skull. Look at that. Look at that.
I want to plug my puppy.
Look at puppers.
Look at that puppers.
This is
Pupper's name?
Mojo.
Mojo.
He's
like-
the
Is his
best.
full name
Mojo Jojo.
Jojo? Yes.
Mojo.
Mojo Jojo.
He was Mohawk Joe.
He was Mohawk Joe. That's
Mohawk
what
Jones.
my
Mohawk Jones
dad-
is also very good.
my dad. So my dad fostered this dog, and he's retiring, and he's like, I'm not gonna have time for it. This should be your dog.
I
It's such a good
have a
dog.
question.
Yes.
I'm retiring. I will not have time for this dog.
He's remodeling his house, so the house is going to be in disarray. Let me
But do you
Got it.
understand why I had
Yes.
a question?
Yes. The house
the
will
opposite.
the house will be in disarray, and he would be very stressed out. So he's very sweet, but he was a rescue, and the
Yeah.
people did not take any care of him.
Mm.
So
Ew.
he's very sick, and we're going through a lot. So that's taking all of my time, but he's amazing,
But he's
and I love him.
He's such a good boy, though. Look at him. He's such a good
He's so
boy. He's such a boy.
So anyway, that's all I want to plug is that this dog is so cute and
He's so
enjoy him.
cute. Give him a kisses.
Yeah, he's just snuggling right now.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's going to go on a health journey that's basically like doggy chemo for the next few months. So it'll be
Okay.
a lot.
Oh no.
So put
Yeah.
lots of send lots of treats to Allison for Mojo. He's so cute.
He's a Dotson mix of some kind. I don't know.
Nice.
So
That's all right.
cute.
We
Okay.
still don't know what Sebastian is. He's
He's a Sebastian.
a Sebastian. He's got lots of dogs. And I'm Sebastian Stan,
Nice.
Winter Soldier. Chris, do you have anything to plug?
Go change your bed sheets. It's been too long.
It has been too long. Change your bed sheets. It's probably why you're getting sick.
Probably why you're breaking out all over the place.
That's
honestly.
probably true also. If you think your throat hurts, change your sheets. Hey everybody, you should follow all of the GameBrew stuff. You can do that by going to number one, subscribe to our channel here on Twitch at twitch.tv/thegamebrew. If you do it, cool. If you follow us, also cool. You can do the best following by going to our Discord, bit.ly/discobrew. If you go there, you can chat with us, Sometimes I just hang out in the voice channel whenever I'm playing Elden Ring or Once Human. If you want to just come hang out with me, you can do that. Otherwise, we have lots of opinions on stuff. There's some old channels that I think we need to remove and
You need
get
to do
some
some
things.
cleanup.
Yeah, do some cleanup. But otherwise, everything's great. So yeah. And then of course, if you want to listen to old episodes of the GameBrew Podcast on your favorite podcasting medium, you can go to just look for the space GameBrew, all one word, podcast, and then we should come right up. And then you can listen to all the old episodes. We've talked about so many topics. I don't even remember what they are. This is episode 172.
We don't know at this point.
What? Say that again?
We may be repeating topics.
We're probably repeating topics, but
I'm fairly certain we have, and that's okay because
that's okay. Everything
Please tell us.
People change,
I'm sure my
opinions
were
change.
different each time.
Yeah. Please tell me if we've changed our opinions. I'd love to know.
I mean, when you think about it, this is episode 172. With all the other episodes of stuff out there, we've probably done over 200 episodes of this podcast. I'd have to look and see that specifically, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. We've been doing it since 2017. So yeah.
I'm a very different person from who I was in 2017, so I'm sure my opinions are changing.
I'm exactly the same.
I have a fiance now. That's different.
That's different.
I have a different dog now.
Oh, always
Tina.
in our hearts. Always in our hearts. But we love doing it, and we're here for all of you.
Yeah,
for us.
We're not leaving like Game Informer.
Like Game Informer until
We'll never quit.
Until I get tired of writing the script and stuff, and then I'm gonna be like, guys, we're done. Sorry, we're over.
And I'll be like,
Yeah,
nope,
we'll just-
I'm
we'll
gonna do
fly.
it.
No, we'll just do it on the fly. It'll get more and more
Yeah, there's a
chaotic the
script.
longer we go.
There's-
Dan, you say that like you've got a choice.
It's true. I'm a slave to the machine at this point. It just kind of keeps going every 2 weeks. I have this weird itch.
I'm a slave for you.
I have this weird itch that happens every Friday at 9:30 p.m.
I'm not trying to hide.
Where I'm just like, I think we have a
That's all
podcast
we
this
can
weekend.
do.
But
I don't recall talking with my friends recently. I think we have a podcast this weekend.
Basically, that's how I decide.
That's pretty much it. Wicked says 200 episode mukbang special. No, thank you.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
What would
I'm
we
30
eat?
I mean, that's
I'm
basically a mukbang. We basically do that for the 24 hours.
Yeah, that's what the 24-hour stream
That's
is.
true.
And also, I'm 35. I can't eat large amounts of food without.
You can't be just mukbang
I
on a
can't-
weekend like
I
that
can't
anymore.
just be mukbanging left and right. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
we did that. We did that in college.
I have
every
mini
weekend.
mukbang right now. Graham crackers.
Mini mukbang.
200 episode will actually be us all doing. Well, what was the bombs you did? That was a
Jaeger bomb. No, not Jaeger bombs.
Oh, Dan did some kind of
Irish car bombs.
Irish car bombs. I
Oh, we do
Is
it.
remember.
that also
Irish
like
car
the
bombs.
insensitive name of it? It's got
I have no
something else.
idea.
I don't know.
That is
I
probably
don't know what
very
the other- I think
insensitive,
that's the
but
only name I know them by. I don't know if there's another one.
They have a different
Yeah.
name. Anyway,
Probably.
Oh my God, Wicked's right. This podcast is my Sisyphean trial. There will be no end. I will always be on this podcast. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to roll this ball up the hill some more and say we're going to end the podcast.
the ball's rolling up.
The ball's rolling up. We're going to say what we say when we always end the podcast, which is good
Good
night.
night,
everybody.
Everybody.
And Game Informer.
And Game Informer. R.I.P. We miss you.